Hey guys, and welcome to Pixel Cherry Ninja's channel. In this video today, I'm really excited about this video today because I'm looking at a ROM hack of one of my favorite games. Now, there are plenty of ROM hacks of Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. In general, there are plenty of ROM hacks of many different Castlevania games, and I feel Aria of Sorrow is probably the one that has the most ROM hacks. But this one is very, very special, right? Because this is called Castlevania Aria of Sorrow Reprise. And what exactly is this, you ask yourself? Well, I ask you, do you like Dead Cells? I kind of like Dead Cells. I did play it, right? Because it is a little bit of Castlevania, right? I mean, it's 2D, it's action, there's plenty of different weapons, there's plenty of different modifiers, and yes, if you like Castlevania, you're gonna like Dead Cells. Now, me personally, I've always preferred the Castlevania Metroidvania formula. I've never been the biggest fan of like the roguelike games. I kind of prefer the structure. However, I have also enjoyed playing Dead Cells, right? And then Dead Cells goes and gives us a Castlevania update, which I played and I enjoyed. But I always felt to myself that yes, I wouldn't mind the Dead Cells formula, but with an actual Castlevania game. And I always wondered it, and I was like, I wish if someone would make a game like that. And honestly, I wasn't even thinking of a ROM hack at the time, but when I saw this ROM hack, I read the description and I was like, wow, this sounds interesting. And guys, as soon as I booted it up, I was sold. I initially tried it on my Analog Pocket, and it's a very, very good fit for a handheld, because Castlevania Aria of Sorrow originally came out for the Game Boy Advance, right, in 2003. So it's a good fit on the Analog Pocket. The footage that you're seeing here is captured on the MiSTer, but you're not limited to where you can play it. You can play it on an original Game Boy if you have one kicking about. I still do. I have a few Game Boys because I love Game Boys. You can play it on an emulator, on a device such as a Steam Deck, your PC, even an Android. Honestly, there's no right or wrong way. Just enjoy this game wherever you can. But as soon as you play it, you'll notice, right? You start the game and it looks like Aria of Sorrow. It starts like Aria of Sorrow. You get the introduction. When you select your initial file, you can pick out of easy, normal, hard, or nightmare. Everything in this video is easy, right? Because I want an easy life, right? I will always pick the easy mode. That's what I will do. When you start the game, as soon as you start, hammers set up shop at the very beginning. And when you go into the next room, you see Yoko there. And Yoko tells you a little bit about the game. She says you need to destroy 10 enemies in 10 different rooms, and then you return back to that kind of lobby room that you start in or near the start, and you get a boss door. I managed to get past 2 bosses in this playthrough. Honestly, I would have done more, but I was like, I kind of need to end this gameplay footage and I need to like do the voiceover for this video. But guys, it is just really, really good. If you like Aria of Sorrow and you like Dead Cells, you are going to love this. Even if you don't like Dead Cells and you like Aria of Sorrow and you want to give it a little bit of a mix up, you will absolutely adore and love this. So once you defeat 10 enemies, you come back to the middle. But there's a good way. I didn't do it in my first playthrough, but there's an item called the Book of Return, and it has unlimited uses. So once you're at a certain part away and you want to come back to the beginning to fight the boss, just use the Book of Return. It will bring you to that kind of lobby at the beginning of the game, and the boss door is located on the top right. Yoko tells all this, but like this, the first time I played it, when I was reading stuff, I wasn't paying attention. What's also really, really good and what makes this unique, there's extra features in here that aren't in the original Aria of Sorrow game. So for example, when you get into actual rooms, some of the rooms have modifiers. Sometimes it's something like low gravity to high gravity. There's even like a slippery part where you're slipping around like you're playing Mario Brothers. And you can, as you grab currency, you can always go to the beginning of the game using the Book of Return, or just navigating there, whatever you prefer. I definitely recommend using the Book of Return at every opportunity. You can go and meet Hammer, and you can buy weapons, you can buy power-ups. Now I buy potions to stock up just in case I run low on health. You can hold a maximum of 5 potions on this, so you can't just go around attacking candles, spamming money, or getting lots and lots of money and just getting loads of potions and brute forcing your way through the game. If you get to a particularly difficult part, which I didn't because I played it on easy, and the first 2 bosses in this game, or the first 2 bosses I encountered, weren't extremely difficult. I have to say I love the first boss in Castlevania Aria of Sorrow. It's just epic. You know, the skeleton that's holding part of its body, the bone, and it's attacking you. Always a good time playing this. Now, Aria of Sorrow is hands down one of the best Castlevania games. on the Game Boy Advance, it is definitely considered the best one, because on the Game Boy Advance you have Circle of the Moon, you have Harmony of Dissonance, and you have Aria of Sorrow. I've played all three, and honestly I have to say Aria of Sorrow is the best one. And if you were to make a roguelike game out of the three available on the Game Boy, they have definitely made the decision, the correct decision. SmoMo Cruz is an excellent protagonist, and the game just flows. You just want to play it. When you start the game, it gives you an option, right? It says, do you want to delete your save when you die? I kind of said no. So what you can do is, when I was shooting this video, I kind of got through maybe to like room 25 or so, and I was like, oh man, I don't want to turn it off, and I start again from the beginning. But when you get into the options and you go to quit, it says it will save your game at the last room. So it did, and I can go back and revisit it. However, I filmed this on a MiSTer, but I'm going to continue this on the Analog Pocket because I like it very much. Once you attack, or once you get 10 enemies and you're ready for a boss fight, when you kind of re-enter the rooms, what happens is it tells you, it says either unlock more areas or go and fight a boss for these areas to be opened up again. I really do like this game, and honestly I cannot recommend it enough. Roguelike is a genre many people like. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I think the only roguelike game I've played really is Dead Cells to date. It's not a genre that I generally like, but I do like 2D action games. Now the description of this game says, a roguelike mod for Aria of Sorrow with procedurally generated castle along with custom rooms, extensive new features, effects and rebalancing. Explore randomized areas, clear rooms and then fight the boss. To advance the game, experiment with new equipment and soul abilities. And that's what you've got. You've got your souls in here, you've got different abilities in here, and the way you get your weapons, it's very nicely done. So the first, the third soul down, which is usually the R button, the first one you get is like the knight, that I can't forget what it's called now, the one where you can where it extends your jump, right? You float for a little bit so you can get harder to reach areas. Then the one I got after that was slide, and just like any Castlevania or any Metroidvania game, as you get these abilities, you can backtrack and get and access different areas. So this has, it just feels great. As a standalone game, it feels brilliant. And another thing about this, there's no map. There's no map in this game. You press the map, you can see something flashing, but nothing quite shows up. And you just want to rinse and repeat. Remember, guys, I can't emphasize this enough. Use the Book of Return. Once you kind of clear 10 enemies and you want to fight the boss, use that Book of Return, and it will bring you right back. Then navigate up to the top right and you can fight the boss. But that's it for this video, guys. Yeah, just wanted to highlight this because I think it's brilliant and you definitely want to test this out. So be absolutely awesome to one another, guys. This is Pixel Cherry Ninja out.